Thank you so much, Sadakist and Co. Yes, Sponge, that is a beautiful jersey.
I love the unveiling of it.
The unveiling
that
really
was
got
the
me the
best
edge of my
part.
seat.
That really got me going. Like, we caught all the action as it took place. That was exciting.
It really was. And we have an exciting prospect ahead of us. Not only Vertigo, which we are slight fans of, but also, the fact Renegades clearly have got somewhat of a leniency towards it as well. They're picking it on a do-or-die game for the major top 8.
This is going to be a spicy one.
Yeah.
Renegades are looking like they're pretty sharp. They've had some defeats here for sure, but if you look down at the teams they've actually lost to, NRG, it was a 16-14 game in Dust 2. They're going to be playing Dust 2 in the second map. That's surprising. It's actually got this pull. I actually agree with Chad there. It looks like G2 are going to have their work cut out for them here. Their Vertigo wasn't fantastic against Mouse Sports either. Like,
That's a good point.
Right? They seem like they've had a couple of days to kind of watch other teams on it now and kind of bring some new ideas into their approach, but I don't think it'll be a complete overhaul.
Yeah, but not to use your own words against you, every time we've seen Vertigo, your observation was it's changing, it's evolving, and I'm sure G2 are going to have lots of kind of evolutions that we may get to analyze and discuss.
I suppose we can only really speculate about that, but from what we saw last time, it seems that they've got a lot of work to do on it. Renegades had a decent result against FaZe on this map yesterday. Let's see what can be done, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. We've got 3 best of 3s to bring you today. This is the first one.
It will be
3 Molotovs. What have they got planned here? You're absolutely right. So you can Molotov. Shox is going to do it now. You can Molotov towards the...
okay.
I was going to go for the close corner. That's pretty good. I thought it was going to go to a toolbox, but there we go. And now they're trying to gain that mid control.
So 3 Molotovs into the pistol. That's 3 unarmored, 4, excuse me, unarmored
you're right.
Ts.
Very technical approach here.
Now that's an interesting one. Just going to be the Kevlar on Amanek, who has been somewhat of their mechanical backbone. A late arrival to Fork. JKS, he's been spotting it and will fire off a couple of shots. None to connect just yet. See if Kevlar starts to be a problem. JKS reserved, just taps away at the head of Lucky.
Yeah, that was very nice indeed. They'll continue with their contact play here. Interested to see where these smokes finish up. We didn't see this from G2 the other day. Ooh, that's quite nice. Steal. I like that a lot.
Let's see that from where they land.
Wow, look at that. That's insane.
I am stealing. Smoke elevator, Molly, so they can't swing. Now Jacob has to try and catch what would be the plant grab now through the smoke, but Jacob's there to trade. Amanek, he does get the bomb down, but it costs him his life. Just Shox, no armor, just the Glock, and a triple peek. This is going to be the Renegades finding the first.
Well, it's a clean run from Renegades there, but G2 have certainly done their homework. We did not see that against Mouse Sports a few days ago, so that's really interesting. What a lovely sequence that was from Kenny to get the smoke towards elevators, then the Molotov in front of any CTs pushing through. Should be in trouble at that point, though. It's Jacob arriving towards the shelf. The bomb does go down, but he finds 2 players in the back, managing to get the 3rd as well. Clean finish.
Cruel irony that the one player with Kevlar gets body shot to death.
Yes, exactly.
From behind.
So it was a very technical approach. It was quite interesting, but you could see how squishy they were when they're trying to get that bomb down, just melting at the hands of the USP there. But G2, with the bomb planted, will be buying up with 2 AK-47s. We talked about this all tournament long, Alex. These sort of rounds seem to be working a lot. Like 75% of the time, victories seem to be coming in with these AKs.
Intrigued to know where they choose to invest their resources. For now, it does seem like, Graz Faction is going to have some contact early. He's got support as well. The SMG's charging in. They weren't ready for the rifles, but I don't know if that's gone well for G2. With the control now foregone, JKM has access. He knows there's an AK on the floor as well. He's going to want to try and stop that from being retrieved. Shox miles away from that kind of approach. Another one towards middle as well. Just Lucky perhaps going to be on that mission, but wow, very early as the dust settles.
I like that from Renegades, though. You know they're going to be buying up that second round. Take your MP9s. You can see that drop down for Graz Faction as well. You get right up there as his teammates at the aggro. He came in from the left. Kenny has had to hit the 1 dig after getting the first kill. 3 versus 3. Jacob holding towards a forklift.
Yeah, Kenny really saved G2. That could very quickly, if he hadn't have connected that first pistol shot, been a clean double kill for the CTs. Instead, things will slow down, understandably so. Level odds, not level in the weapon department. And the bomb was on the back of Amanek in mid, so initial resistance presenting would be coming from Azza. 40 seconds as Lucky's going to rejoin his squad towards mid.
Yeah, that's the play here. They still have those smokes and a bit of mid control. That's absolutely right. Amanek's got that. They can smoke off towards that lobby position. We saw that yesterday. Just going to swing out and face it, though. It's actually worked out quite nicely. Azza can't justify challenging that position once again as they go in towards B here. Liaz will take down 1. Pressure onto Azza now. Can he deny the plant? Needs to try and buy some time. Pushes the Molotov and does get the dink off, but Lucky trying to protect the planter here. It's worked out quite nicely, but the trade will come in. 1 versus 1 of Jacob.
AK and a smoke. Shox. And equalize so early on. We'd said the second rounds are deadly, and G2, they've handled this with beautiful grace. Jacob crossing to the site, does have the kit no less. He's going to clear out towards the catwalk. I don't know if Shoxy's actually anticipating this cross already. Does adjust and connect. Nice work from Shox. He gets a double kill. Does what Kenny did at the start to finish.
Well, there we have it. It will be 1-1. It's the AK-47s buying up in the second round. That works out once again. Shoxy plays it very well in the final few moments there. He obviously didn't have the information that Jacob crossed over. Snaps, though, towards the catwalk. Takes him down. Big work from Shoxy here. That was a big kill. Good trading. And a nice adjustment there. Jacob almost had him. Couldn't quite land the shot, though. As we get into a force buy on the CT side, Renegades going to fight back with CZs and Deagles. UMP for Azza. Have they got anything aggressive here? This is Gratisfaction jump again. Bear that one in mind. As we'll see him get towards the forklift position again. Going to try to smoke towards the bridge.
Look at the paranoia it's going to cause already. You have to be conscious of and cognizant that CTs could be around. Look how much T utility is being invested just to take this fight. And JKS, he's brawling. So is Gratisfaction, 2 falling. Jax, Shox, they're gone, and they double up another one. 2 for the New Zealander, just Lucky and Amanek. With the MAC-10s, Amanek just going to be playing on this railing, does have some degree of an off angle, could still get caught by the rifles though, but mows down Jacob as he went to retrieve the rifle. Oh, and another. Lucky dunks JKS.
Still have control of the bomb.
4 though, Henry.
Yeah. 2 MAC-10s against 2 AKs here. Advantage for Renegades, that's for sure. They have the bomb, and we know this forklift position can be very strong indeed. They're going to have to come up with something here to backstab as they head towards the B site. So they'll go through CT spawn, presumably, through the A site. Try and drop down behind them. Try and make it close range. I assume they'll get the shelf and just drop down together.
I always wonder who makes the call in this one. You know, I imagine it's the voices in the round. Lucky and Amanek putting their heads together and deciding the dank flank would be the smartest move, especially given the weaponry. But who's responsible? If Gratisfaction is going to be on playing fork, it will be Azza. Going to be watching the back.
Yeah, so you can see he's watching towards the ramp right now. He'll have a slight advantage. They do go for the quick drop down, but they can walk out on that railing, and they are going to drop. Nice movement from Amanek, and it comes down to the 1 versus 1, and Lucky wins it somehow.
4 in the round.
With a MAC-10.
A dunk on the nade as well, catching JKS. That's going to be a face palm for Renegades. They felt like they did all of the hard work to start that round off.
Yeah, they thought the bridge was clear. They overcommitted, potentially trying to re-smoke it there. Could have held the crossfires. But it was a lovely move there from G2 to drop down. Didn't think they would have the chance to actually get both the kills. Thought that'd be traded out. And we'll have a look at Lucky's play here. This is how he opened things up.
Just peppering away at them. That nade straight to the back of Fork.
Yeah, that's great stuff.
See the second kill from Lucky because he's up against a rifle there.
Yeah.
Azza perhaps fluffing his lines a little bit there. Gratisfaction, however, does manage to put up some resistance with just the USPs. I can't quite believe it. 2, 3 frags with just the full eco. He's going to try and get himself an AK. Does so now. Lucky's giving him a fight, but no armor, no hope. A very quick one. Blink and you miss it. If you may have just looked away from your screen for the last 12 seconds, well, a round has happened, and G2 have got their 3rd.
Yes, they do win that one, and we'll see where this leads us. That's the full eco for Renegades there. They're going to be buying up into this with JKS on the AWP, no less. Does he throw it over to Gratz? I'm not so sure. JKS has been the secondary AWP of Renegades. We talked about this earlier in the week. Fantastic rifler, and certainly capable of using the sniper. He'll be using glass cannon as well, so he must be confident in his own ability. Heading over towards the A-ramp, can drop down and use the sandbags here. Same jump from Grad, trying to get towards the scaffolding here.
They really want to contest ramp. Oh, and Jacob using that spot. We saw Zaiwu use oh so well yesterday. But this is a whole different take on the CT side, Henry. When we were watching it yesterday, we noticed how passive the likes of FaZe were approaching
exactly.
Mouse Sports.
Yeah, so Mouse Sports especially, you just have Carrigan right back towards the A side with his smoke, just trying to buy time. This is a very different approach. You're trying to suggest that A's under lock and key. They can't push towards it. They're going to have to work really hard. Then you can start mixing your setups up when you feel like they've kind of given up with that position.
You start hearing them use all their utility to clear out spots you don't have to sit in.
Then when you want to go challenge towards middle, for example, they're going to still use their grenades towards A. And JKS, happy to hold this now. You can see they get control at the start.
Are they going to have Jax? Oh, he could have gone into the box. It still would have been a very hard shot. I don't think he'd have the line of sight.
So it's a nice angle for JKS. Remember, they have to go past the sandbags to get past this now. So,
a good point. They could boost up.
Oh, they could boost up, that's for sure.
Flash high. JKS anticipating it. No. Oh, it's a collateral. 2 kills, 1 bullet.
That will do.
That's enough. Just like that, the rug pulled from beneath the French. Amanek, Shox, behind enemy lines somewhat. Grat may not be ready for that, and he's just seen him. Takes the fight regardless.
Yeah, well, there we go. Shoxy will bring one back. Smoking towards the squeaky door. They're trying to make his way back towards ladder room, I assume. Could go towards the window as well. Amanek trying to make his way towards that B site, but it's going to be Liaz that finds the bomb. Shox have to jump up now. 14 seconds. Very little chance he can do much with this, but let's see. It's going to be Liaz with a nice clean finish there. 2 kills in the round, and that was a glass cannon all for JKS. That yields a double kill.
Lovely.
Towards that A ramp. That's not bad at all. More than he bargained for.
I mean, if he hadn't played anti-flash for that, he gets nothing. Or a lucky one through the flashbang, but take the look at this. Catches a glimpse of it, has the sound cue, is quick enough to adjust and find Lucky and Jax holding hands as they advance towards A.
Well, there we have it, 3-2. Looks like both teams are up for this. G2 certainly done their homework. If that pistol round was anything to go by. A bit of a partial investment here. We're going to see Shoxy on the Deagle, a couple of flashes, initial incendiary from the CTs here to stop the rush, and then once they feel comfortable, drop the smoke on top of it and get the maximum amount of time they can out of that smoke.
That nade. That is brutal.
Oh,
Napalm dropped on towards G2, and it keeps coming. Now looking to cross. Liaz is going to get himself a lovely double to start things off. As is throwing flashbangs and lead down towards the B stairs. You can see just how difficult it can look. 4 in the round. Quad kill by Liaz, and nice and equal 3-3.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. If you can do that much damage without seeing anyone, that's fantastic. The 2 HEs do a lot of work there, and a pretty simple procedure to close things out. Round 7 coming in to be the first tactical timeout. I would say this was called by G2, considering they've lost a few rounds in a row now. But we are all tied up. It's going to be 3-3, and there is money there, but there will be compromises. Kenny S with 3,600, and Shox has 5,700. So are they going to go with some Mac 10s? We know Amanek likes to use those. Maybe that's the call. He's trying to work this out.
Alec on the mic, as well as, of course, Kassad. We had a great interview with him there, just talking about going 0-2. But upon review, as the desk did cover, the teams they lost to in those best of ones are already locked in for the champions stage.
No one expected much out of Avangard, but
certainly
now they're one of the first teams through to the final 8. You know, that's insane.
And playing Counter-Strike that gets your heart beating. I mean, we were watching that game on Overpass, and
that was great.
We were converted. Yeah,
that was a really cool game. They had a fantastic CD side. They are a dangerous squad. Speaking of danger, Renegades jumping down towards that A round once again. They want to fight for this every single round, but they've got Kenny S to deal with this time. Can Kenny pre-fire the sandbags here? He knows it's a common position.
It's such a hard shot to hit.
Yeah, you're right. It's so precise. You've got to find that lineup quickly.
Yeah, give this some time. You know Kenny's going to have some sort of lineup. A quick peek, and Faction's the one with the quick one.
That's not bad.
Pushes straight down the ramp, gets the timing, gets the frag, and gets his weapon of choice. A double AWP going to be brought into Renegade's play.
He's such a talented player, Grat. That's a really confident move. We'll have a 5-on-3 now. Shoxy, no helmet as well, just to note that. They have got 1 smoke remaining, but a 5 versus 2 double AWP setup. Renegades don't really have to challenge too much, just hold the crossfires. Amanek trying to get his way towards the squeaky door position. Does he dare go through? Does make a noise, of course. Aptly named.
Boosting, I think, over the smoke, yeah. Not be finding anything from that one, and making plenty of sound during that process. So that's information Amanek can convey to Shox and Lucky, who are forging a path towards B. Molotov will flush Azza out. No, I tell a lie. Didn't
quite land.
Didn't quite head towards quad.
That's actually locked them out, if anything.
Oh yeah, and the CTs have rotated. Amanek, though, swings the door open confidently. Catching JKM, keeps them things level only for a moment. Azza's going to keep things back and forth. He can just jiggle around. We saw RPK giving us a great example of how that works. Lucky's not going to be lucky enough. Oof. Nice hold from the CTs.
Yeah, absolutely is.
Though.
That wasn't bad, was it? So he pushing down towards that A ramp. You can see Kenny thought he was like 1 step ahead of the push because he was in front of the smoke and the flashbang. Just about avoided it, but Gratisfaction just completely destroyed him upon entry. Gets the double kill, pushes him back towards that B site, and pretty underwhelming finish there from G2. The missed Molotov pretty much was the end of the round at that point. They locked themselves out of the bomb site. They were aiming that towards quad, which probably would have worked out. Azza was there ready and waiting. That could have got them a trade at least.
Certainly could.
So back to pistols, pretty much full eco here. And Azza, first one to defend, looking for 1 kill. He does damage, but doesn't quite find it. They don't recover the rifle. They decide to fall back here, but JKS completely destroys Shoxy there. It's going to be 4-on-4. Amanek on 4 HP. Jack's been tagged up as well. And they go back towards the B site. No armor, no nades. Walking into a very difficult scenario here.
JKS does seem to have an affinity for anything with a scope. Scout, SG, AUG, and of course that AWP, which is starting to really do damage. 8 frags, top of the scoreboard. Lucky finds a way in.
Damn.
Just Gratisfaction He has the orb as well. He can get overwhelmed, and G2, with just pistols, no armor, are starting to make a real go at this round. Amanek extends it. This is so typical of the samurai, the French samurai that is G2.
Well, there it is. A snowball turns into an avalanche after one Deagle headshot toward that B side. That is not something you can replicate every single round, but if it does come through, they find that opening kill, they're going to pounce with those CZs and Deagles. You can see the rotations coming through, that double orb setup, really not ideal to try and retake that situation. And we'll see if Jacob's got anything to say about this. Just looking for some exit kills here. 2 orbs on the T side for G2 here. Jackson, Kenny holding on to those. I guess if you come in with a P50 or a Glock, might as well take that. There's one of the orbs removed. And Jacob just going to hold towards T-Sport now.
Lucky finding that Deagle connection. Just gives them a way in. God, that's going to be frustrating for Liaz.
Yeah, and that stage of the round, he against pistols as well, he'd be more than comfortable to hold that bomb site by himself. Just get information,
Certainly.
jiggle back towards the Jennies. But overall, if you get the headshot like that, there's nothing you can really do about it. That's just an amazing shot that won't land most of the time. It's normally safe to hold that angle in that scenario, but there we have it, 4-4, and a tactical timeout, I would assume, for Renegades at this stage. Here's the replay. Jax getting it done, the initial kill. This is when the round wasn't that scary, because you were like, okay, just against pistols here, but then Grat trying to retake the side with the orb, that's when it started to fall apart, and we get into round number 9 here. Last day of this stage, Alex.
Certainly is, yeah. Could an argument be made that, you know, it started to spiral when Azza didn't take one on that duel on mid as well?
For me, when I see players operating towards middle, you need to throw the incendiary at the very start just to push that rush back. So if they do fully commit, you can get there before them. You can just get the incendiary down the corner.
Right.
Then you can actually stop the rush. If you put no utility there at all, you're just challenging for that first kill. You haven't really given yourself the maximum chance, especially when you think they're going to be ecoed. That incendiary, I think, has to come in every round. Oh, he's ready for it.
We knew it was coming. Kenny lines it up. Takes down Jacob, nice and quick. The Norwegian forced to watch now. JK, yes, he has been such a figure holding this. Oh, and Kenny got the info.
Who knows?
That was a boost, and now they're going to try again. I don't think JKS is ready for this. This is going to blow his head off. Quick one from Kenny.
Or his kneecap.
Does slice at his Achilles heel, but still living, limping. We're going to see some more very interesting developments as Vertigo continues to see play.
Yeah, I certainly agree. Well, JKS tagged, Jacob removed, and the double orb set up out once again. Renegades.
Oh, they jump for info here. He knows it.
I think Liaz must have spotted him. That reaction suggests he has. So, Gratis faction will rotate in. Struggle to hold them off before. Full utility for G2 into the contact play. They're taking damage here. Kenny has down to 3 HP. Lucky on 0.
Good connection. As his flashes are raining in as well. JKS still with that low HP. Kenny did the damage, but JKS is still fighting, still kicking. JKS right to retreat because that nade was hot on his heels. Keeping moving, G2 with 20 seconds. They're starting to change it around. This is Kenny's smoke. Oh, it's not Kenny's smoke.
He's put a couple of days' work into it. It looked great in the pistol.
It certainly did. JKS, though, he's still kicking. Could he really find another? Krat's faction's doing some great work on towards Amanek. Shox, however, does get that bomb down. He can't really contest. Actually, he faked it. Oh, and a flick from JKS. Kenny's left all alone to find 3. No time, no hope. Surely 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Krat just around the corner in time.
Yes, Kenny knew he had to go for the kill there. There was a very small window of opportunity, but fantastic work from JKS. What a stunning shot that was to actually deny the plant and indeed the round. There was no time for Kenny to actually do anything with that one. Renegades just about edge lead there with 5-4. G2 saved the orb, but there's enough money to buy. And here's the replay. That was the opening kill from Kenny. He did see JKS as well, legged him, but then JKS lived and then managed to hit this remarkable shot to win in the round.
So many flicks in that round. Yeah. JKS the AWPer, Kenny with the 180 from the Goblin box to elevator. Not bad at all. Again with the aggressive CT hold.
Yeah, no orb for JKS this time. He's going to be baiting towards a corner. Jacob there, nice incendiary to allow them to fight here. Shock surely dropped. That's the Desert Eagle removed, and Jackson is AK2.
This does look like a promising way to keep the T's at bay. Got one tucked in close right, so you can't really advance, and Kenny trying to hit the wall bangs. Gets pushed and hits the no-scope instead.
He's the one applying the pressure. And JKS blinks, feels like he has to swing, gets a taste of the quick scope, and we'll see a 4 versus 3, but Kenny knows other players will be here. Gratis faction knows he doesn't really have to commit to this necessarily. They love to be active on this ramp. They don't want to hold back on the bomb site here at all.
Information is everything. The Renegade Secret Service. Get the info, get away, get to opportunity to take the head off Lucky, but not to connect. For now, Gratz faction will smoke off ramp. 40 seconds left. What's the utility situation? Lucky with the most of it. Likely going to barrage some flashbangs in alongside Kenny S. They're going to be committing to this one. CTs have the majority of their players towards the elevator's room. With 20 seconds left, this could get awkward. Not if Gratz faction walks into Kenny's scope, though. Now the smokes land, and Jacob, he's been dinked. The damage is all done already. G2 make 20 seconds look like a lifetime. Still 17 on the clock as Kenny is on fire today.
Yeah, that's more like it. Kenny S putting on a clinic right now with the AWP. Liaz, surely nothing to do with this one. He has no kit, one flashbang, has got 100 HP, but why would they challenge him? They've got all the advantages in the world at this point. He'll make his way in towards the sights, and Amanek is ready and waiting. Kenny S is looking superb.
That's intimidating form. He started that round dealing with CT pushes with quick scopes. He's then concede, not only doing that, but keeping the bomb planter safe. He nearly won a 1v3 with 1 second left the round prior. He's feeling hot today.
So look at this, he baits him out with a potential wallbang there, then continues to quickscope, nails it, takes down the AWPer towards elevators, and this was just a fantastic shot. Cool as a cucumber as well. It's going to be Kenny S looking very calm as we get into a force buy for Renegades. They're rushing towards that A round once again. It's Kenny S to try and defend. Do they dare go any further? It's nice work from Shoxy here. This time successful in fending off the push.
You know, Kenny's playing well, or he's in his zen state where you just don't see him showing any expressions. The amount of times we cut to his player like Hams and, you know, we joke about how it's very easy to tell how he's feeling. Well, not when he's gaming. And he has certainly got his gaming shoes and cap on today.
Yeah, let's see if he can nail the smoke, though.
So the lineup's just above the cloud.
That's more like it. There we go. So it's a crouch jump throw. See how that works. Very nice indeed. That's really, really cool.
Nice cam as well.
Yeah, and you're protected as well. You're not vulnerable to any shots coming in.
Almost completely safe. That molly, however, from Shox does not quite land. The smoke plumed. This is going to be a very common smoke. Really does destabilize the CT crossfire.
What a safe plant that is. You've got the Molotov down, you're planting in that time frame. There's nothing the CTs can do, at least from that angle.
Yeah, which is when you start having that conversation of, you know, when can they apply the pressure from behind? It's that fork. As long as you have one player there, it just feels like you're completely locked out.
That's why they do the double Molotov as well. So the first one is to push the CT off that position initially. Then you follow it up with the second Molotov. Then when you go for the plant, just to guarantee they can't ever even think about challenging that with a flash push or anything like that.
Right, and then you post up. You have like someone like Jax. You can see there watching the boost, which is their kind of the CT reaction to a smoke like that. And then snipers, I suppose, is something else. You can get your AWPer towards sandbags and cover that off. Suddenly, that bomb goes down comfortably.
Well, there we have it. 5 players there for G2 now. 6-5 on their T side. It's going to have to be the partial for Renegades. I can see. Well, that's the safe CZ, actually. So they might even take this full eco for the others at $1,900, Alex. Basically means you can't invest anything to this round. But JKS has got an incendiary, a smoke, and an HE from the previous, and a diffuse kit. So not all is lost. We've seen plenty of eco victories. And yeah, might as well rush round. If Kenny's going to challenge out the AWP, I guess just jump down and see what you can do with those CZs.
They've got other plans, though. Towards middle they go.
Middle's a very viable position to push.
Now, if they jump across with that USB, no, JKS just wants to take the fight, anticipating presence close. Amanek should be shrugging this one off. Getting pushed, though. Let's catch another one. Realizes the fight's coming to him, and Liaz eventually whittles away at that mid-hold. The damage is done, though. Likely want to keep hold of that Krieg. If he's given anything, see if Jacob can find anything. I giggle, because that is an unarmored USP. It's already highlighted as to why. Taking any chances here, G2 just also getting into the habits of their utility take. You can see it's not perfect. A gap for Liaz, and he exploits it. Jack's caught. Surely just a consolation prize. Kenny's going to be trained on that. Jiggling, and another opportunity presents itself. Liaz.
Here we go. 3
kills. They came into this with just pistols.
He was up to this yesterday as well. Plenty of clutches from him. Significant ones as well. And this will be no different if he can win them their eco here. that would be a 6-6 scoreline. Their money be back on track. And right now, it looks like they have a slight advantage. We'll see. AWP posted towards sandbags. That's Kenny S. Jacob, however, only with the USP as they wait with the bomb down.
27 Renegades, they know that this is where G2 are going to finish. Leah's still a little paranoid about the back. You can't blame him. And I will remind you that Jacob is in this round. He's just sat silently on this site for 60 seconds. Now,
Times it well, though.
If the communication... Oh, it's just a little close. Catches lucky with the USP. Now he's got to deal with both targets. Kenny, he's been so good, but 4 bullets, I don't think that's enough. He has to be so precise. He's running out just to the sidearm.
No time.
JKM's gone, and now all he has to do is survive. 1 second, it's theirs. And Renegades with a CZ75 and a dream.
We always say there's a chance when the CZs are out. They saved 2 of them for the previous round. It doesn't seem like much, but it's enough. As you'll see Leaz do absolute work there and manage to get the Krieg and just run that clock down. G2 being very tentative to their final approach towards the A site. We'll have a look at the kills now. So this is started off with a mid-push, remember. It was a couple of spray downs from Amanek. Looked like the round was under control. Essentially a 5-on-2 eco situation
This
there.
gap, that gap cannot afford, you cannot afford to smoke it like that. That was such a huge advantage for Leaz to exploit. Just in the nick of time. Here they come again. Jacob fell foul to Kenny before, but now JKS is keeping him safe. He does present himself to Jax and makes sure he makes good on that promise.
They're both smoking, trying to get out now. The T's and CD's just trying to retreat.
Mutual understanding.
Yeah, he's like, you know what? You can have this one. We'll both leave. How about that?
Later.
So towards the B side. It's a good call from G2, actually. Going to throw the Molotov to try and deny CT access. But Amanek, wow, they'll both get at her. By the looks of things, bit of a sandwich situation.
Yeah, and it's a slight problem for Amanek just because he revealed his location when he didn't need to. Now Jacob will be cognizant of it, pushing now. I would imagine not in that smoke. Instead, he's going to wait for it to clear, try and catch it lucky when it dissipates. JKS with just the AWP, no armor, and he's managed to make it work again. That's his 2nd kill in this round. Amanek's in mid, lucky towards stairs. They're on for the retake. There is no kit in play though. I think that should be enough. Still ticking away, starting to apply pressure. Smoke on towards the bomb, and Jacob gets another one. They need to get on it, and they've done it! Oh, Amanek caught with a bottle in his hands. It's going to be a perfect ace between the 2 of them, JKM and JKS. They started on A and they finish on B.
It's going to be a real close finish, but it's enough. As we'll see, Renegades just about win that round. It's going to be the most frustrating way to close that round out. You're caught with the grenade in your hand. So close range. He was hoping just to get that Molotov on top of the bomb. If he gets it down, as you saw how close it was, they win the round.
The last two rounds, that's salt in the wound for G2. The way they've lost them.
It's why Counter-Strike's so fun. It's right down to the minutiae there. If he just gets that Molotov off, it's round done. But unfortunately, caught with his trousers down, he will be punished for it. Jacob doing, that's the moment. If he has a half a second more to get the Molotov down, there's no way they get the diffuser. It was less than half a second on the final commitment as they go aggressive once again. JKS this time has the AWP. Same position for Jacob. How many times can he find success? Apparently not anymore. Gratisfaction trying to fall back, and JKS will protect him. Incendiaries exchange. This has been such a keen battle. G2 willing to take it every single time, but it's actually Renegades seemingly to have the upper hand.
JKS is just lining them up. 3 in this round with the AWP. He's treated himself to Kevlar, didn't need it in the round prior in order to find himself a triple kill again. But you're right, yeah, Jacob, he is committed to that fight. It's obviously, if anything, drawing their fire, enabling JKS to swing in. Grat, of course.
That's a very good point, because he's not using the silence M4 there. He essentially wants to be seen, and it's a really difficult shot, as we've noticed. Right. And then they're all trying to focus on it, spamming that one position. As soon as he gets the aggro, that's when JKS swings out, starts picking them off one by one. They're trying to re-peek and get the trades, but it doesn't work out at all. It will be a 4 versus 1 Amanek now in round 14, looking to deny Renegades their 8th round. Of course, will be them winning the half, but I'm not sure there's much he can do about this.
Got the info, and JKS, he gets himself a quad kill in round 14. This was Renegade's map pick, and clear indication as to why, but credit to G2 for finding 6 rounds. Big part of that was the opening play, managing to break Renegades on that 2nd round. That was kind of the equivalent of what Renegades have been doing to G2 in the last.
Well, yeah, they've been winning with CZs and USPs. Yeah. So, yeah, it's been a confusing first half, but certainly an exciting one, as we'll take the 3rd tactical timeout now for G2 in the 15th round of this first half. 8-6 on the CT Forces for Renegades here. Looking like they're very comfortable indeed, and they should be able to pick up this last round as well. I say should with bated breath. You never really know these days. Anything can happen, especially on Vertigo. It's a map that's still in its infancy, I would say. The replay from JKS, like I said, such a great aimer, renowned for his clutching and rifling. Historically, the last year or so, he's picked up the AWP, usually in a secondary capacity, but you could see he's capable of building that weapon full time. So MAC-10s, CZs, this is a very popular approach, and the money is low these days. Actually, can be very effective with the right smokes down. And going towards B, they're going to try and get in quickly or just show presence. It looks like it's the latter as they throw their initial smoke.
The power of that smoke is it enables you to go wide and in. You can get under the stairs.
It's like, it's not like the CT smoke. You throw it just past the entrance. They're actually throwing it on the CT side, so they can actually have a bit of wiggle room to go through if they feel like it.
Renegades are not thrown off by the fact that they doing the same thing. Confident.
What a shutdown this has been, though. If you give control to the Ts on the A ramp, they can fully execute. So why not fight this with 3 players? Like, that has been the biggest talking point of Vertigo in general, is the A ramp executions.
We've seen teams completely give up ramp control 90% of the time on their defense. Renegades quite the opposite. And he still gets one and away. JKS, Jack's on the cross. Plucked from the air.
Oh, the good nade. What?
Excuse me? Shock's gone too.
Yeah, he jumped up on the bomb side there and spotted Shoxy, and it's going to be a 5-on-3. JKS has completely dismantled the offense here.
I think French fans need to fear this type of JKS.
Yep.
He is on a tear. 18 frags in the first half of play. He's not necessarily done. Hazard's going to be picking up the remaining pieces, all 3 of them in quick succession. And so the half ends 9-6. Renegades map pick.
That was an excellent first half. It had everything. New innovations, some interesting approaches, and some heartbreak with the eco defeats as well. G2 need to pull their socks up after this break.
Do or die for both Renegades and G2. One best of 3 separating them from a long trip home, longer for some, or a trip to the Mercedes-Benz Arena, top 8 at the Major, in front of not only the crowd, but also the Counter-Strike community. Battling for legacy. Our machine, he's Henry G, and we're going into the second half of our first map, Renegades. Ooh. Using, I think the word you used, innovation, was nice. We've seen like a new take, an aggressive CT take.
Well, this is why forcing these maps into the pool, by necessity, teams will have to evolve on this. They can't just sit back and just play the defaults. They're going to have to present new ideas. And once you start seeing them, other teams start tweaking them, implementing them to their own game. And that's when the map really starts to get somewhere. As we see 5 players now for Renegades with 2 smokes, a Molotov. Be interested to see if they go for the same sort of approach Kenny S was doing in that pistol. That seems like a really, really nice way to puncture the A side. And it's the exact same one. You can see this is going to be, I assume it will be. Yeah, it is. This is cool. This would be a new standard, I think.
Okay, so crouch and jump. And
same thing with the Molotov.
Same again.
That's so funny they're both doing it. We haven't seen it in this tournament so far.
I feel like they both watched the same YouTube tutorial.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the Astralis plant. Jax could contest. He doesn't. They can play this real nice now, Henry. I'll let you explain why.
Smoke as well on top of the boost box. That's Really nice at the back.
Well, yeah, Kenny was completely nullified.
So that gets rid of the Goblin jump, and then towards the sniper deck as well. There's nothing you can do about that. What a brilliant start from Renegades. Virtual balcony there.
That's a stretch. Still, that is a crossfire. Look at this from Jacob and Liaz. Wow, this is such a brutal swing from Jacob. He could stop and contest. It does. They just mow them down. And that's the end of that. Clean from Renegades.
What a beautiful round that was. I loved it.
Yeah, can we rewind that and watch it again, please?
The smokes, we thought it would just be the smoke towards the elevated position with the Molotov, but they had one at the back of the site and towards the boost position as well. And they get Jacob in this spot as well. You can see they've got no idea. He's just got a pure shooting gallery. Players not even moving in front of him. Mows them all down. It's going to be 10-6 to the Renegades as G2 will look likely to take the eco here. Nothing invested, not a single dollar. Just USPs across the board here. It's going to be a real rough round for them. There's going to be rushing towards the A ramp, it seems. So Jacob flashing it off, seems to be ready for it, but he's got the AK, needs to be very careful. I think he flashed himself there.
Faction has the perfect weapon for the job. He's just mowing them down. Another quick one. 1 minute 41 still on the clock. That could not be quicker.
Yeah, get it done, I suppose. You've got nothing to really work with. Rush the A ramp. Quick round.
Those Mac 10s, though, farming some cash. Should the G2 put up some resistance, Renegades will have quite the cushion.
So now they know there's going to be M4s into the next round. On the CT side, this sort of buy is very difficult to operate with. You're not going to have helmets on absolutely everyone. If you want any utility at all, you can see Shocks, Jax, Kenny S, no helmets, and you've got 3 SMGs into this round. So they can just keep going faster. This is the flashbang towards B, and we'll see if that gains them access here. It's deployed. 2 of them go in, just the first one to push them back, and the second one to actually get in towards the site. Lucky, waiting for the ideal opportunity to get this smoke down.
This is going to become standard. This is going to become standard. We saw RPK doing it. We saw the Aussies doing it, and now the same for Lucky. Since you have to almost always have a solo player on B, getting that information safely is going to be a priority, and that corner does seem to be the weapon of choice for many. Molotov towards sandbags, won't net them anything, but process of elimination important, and of course we'll keep the CTs taking their heels in on that site. Far from committing to this though, Henry. They're showing on both sides right now.
Just trying to bait out the little utility that those CTs have. They know this is a compromised round. You can see they've got so many little tricks here. The double HG towards Goblin. And now it will be up to Shoxy to try and push them back. The CTs need picks here. They know they can't handle a full execution. They have no utility on the A side whatsoever. Trying to fight. Amanek doing what he can, taking a lot of damage. Down to 5 points of health. The final smoke they've got is deployed. At least on this side of the map, Lucky has one more. Shoxy, great shot here. Can he get anything else? It looks like he can on for a 3K. Azza pulls one back.
There's going to be just 2 remaining. Grass Faction, JKS, the bomb's committed, and so will they. Upgrades to the AK. 29. The CTs, they've fallen right back. Damage done to Amanek could prove to be somewhat of an issue for them. They're going to double peek this. Oh, they played it well. Lucky does shut down JKS, but still, the fact that he's managed to get one is, like his last name, Savage. I'm in, looking for the 1 versus 2 now. Grass Faction, some of the hard work's been done for him. I don't know if that's a UI bug, but it says he's got 5 bullets. Now I'm panicking, because he has to get a fresh mag. Switches to the M4 for the 1v1. Lucky's going to push him. I think he could get caught out. The flash pops, but still, just enough from Lucky.
Yeah. Probably didn't want to have to use the flashbang in that scenario. He was way too close to try and pull that one off. As soon as he sees the flash, he's just going to swing on you before you can draw your rifle again. But a decent try there.
He must have been on 5 bullets for so long, Henry.
I think so.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, no, it was a difficult one. That's why he had to pick up that M4 as quickly as he could. But the hero of this round was Shoxy. Remember, they didn't really have anything there. Shoxy had 1 flashbang. They had a smoke remaining on the final commitment. He just has to face up and try and find the headshots. He certainly delivers as G2 begin their campaign now on the CT side. MP9s, UMPs for G2, considering that round came down to the 1 versus 1. We knew their money was already very weak going into that last round. So Renegades still with full buy. They have a huge advantage here.
No slouch on these weapons though, Jax. MP9, Amanek on the UMP. As I burnt to a crisp in ladder room, thought he could perhaps rush through it and contest. Instead, Lucky finding the fight with JKS. It was a bit of a one-man army there towards the B stair. The boost to find the Samanek corner. I like this. You can even pick the boost. Kenny could get caught out if they have the patience on their stepping. Not necessarily going to reveal all of their tricks, but still enough for them to react. And Jax from mid to the site itself, already on A, and gets the frag onto Jacob. Just 3 remain for the Renegades in round 19, and CTs are playing this perfectly, just pulling them around. There's so many angles you have to fight. Jax gets another. This time a bullet to his head, though. Grass Faction and Liaz, 60 points of health between the two of them, and not impossible, but far from likely. Re-smoke. They're not in a rush. With 28 seconds, they got the bomb. Actually gives something for Liaz to play around. He's going to be aware there could be a CT through that.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're going to do with this one. They don't have time to rotate back towards the other site now, and they've got 35 HP.
2 smokes.
2 smokes, sure. Maybe a plant available. As soon as they try and plant, they're just going to run them down, and they won't even get that close. 9 seconds remaining. Grass Faction just going to die at this point. Solid A hold there from G2. Renegades can't really do much about it. Just one player going down. That's going to be Jax. And Renegades this time losing out to the SMGs. MP9 doing serious work there. And it will be 11-8 as G2 claw their way back in now. Here's the replay from Jax. MP9 in hand. Ready and waiting to take them down as they commit towards that A ramp. And it's only 1 kill found, as we'll see an AK. Oh, make it a Krieg for JKS into the next round. So he's going to be on that hero buy. Seems like they put a lot of stock in JKS this game. Mainly all being on CT side and hitting a lot of kills. You can see 19 so far. Got to challenge the A ramp.
He had 1 kill on his T-half. He wasn't ready for it. Taste of their own medicine. Amanek so fast down the ramp. They do manage to stabilize, though. With the P250 and Deagle, respectively, they have now got access, at least to ramp. Hard fought. Weapon gained. Jacob actually bought Kevlar as well with his P250, so that Krieg's not going to go to waste.
Well, a chance now.
Ooh, look at Lucky.
Yeah, he'll probably get his first kill, no problem, but will he get the trade? Well, there it is. 2 kills for him and the bomb down. That should be the round down and dusted. We'll see if Azza, with his UMP, no armor, can do anything about this. They don't really need to hold the bomb, necessarily. It's just going to be a difficult choke point with Lucky on such low health as well. I just want to get out of there. Regardless, he'll be removed, Azza with a small chance now. UMP only, but he can upgrade to that Krieg. He's got a smoke and a flash, and they are going to be aware of that, but it will be very CT favored. I think they still get there just before he can plant. We will see. What's the timing going to look like? Ooh, it's not bad, actually.
And bomb down. No armor. That nade could do a whole lot of damage. Oh, look at that. Nuclear onto Azza. Down to 36. No armor. Surely no hope. It would have to be a clean kill on towards Shox' pressure from behind. They know where he is as well. Jax gonna get caught out, though. Jumping, and oh, Azza couldn't quite connect the final bullet. Brings him low.
Another exciting, pretty much eco round there from Renegades. They did invest with 1 player. He managed to get the Krieg, but it was the UMP push that took him down initially. 2 kills for Amanek, but they pulled it back with the Desert Eagles. Azza, great work there towards the B side, just as they're about to commit towards A. He gets the bomb planted, gets him a decent buy here. It's an extra $800 per player when that bomb is planted, regardless if it's a win or a loss. So there it is. You know you're going to be getting that extra money. And we'll see now Kriegs for Grass Faction and JKS, 3 AK-47s.
And 3 consecutively, 4 G2 on their defense. See if Renegades can break through.
Renegades have had a lot of tight games this tournament.
They really have. Seems to be their specialty. Poor Kassad and his heart.
Yeah, it's a stressful best of 3s he's had at this tournament so far, I'll say that much.
I mean, after your first best of 1s, every game you step into, every time you plug in your mouse and keyboard here in Berlin, you could be going home. They've weathered the storm of the first 2. The third is G2. 1 spot, 2 teams. The Mercedes-Benz Arena. Oh, Grass Faction. It's sound cues, it's peaks, it's nades. It's a real dance between the 2 of them. Spurts of aggression. Amanek and Kenny both, Krieg and Orp, starting to try and take fights, and Jacob could get caught out by that. That's lovely.
Yeah, it's been a while since Kenny's been landing the shots of the AWP. He was absolutely terrifying in that first half, now starting to come to life in the second. We'll see Amanek. Lovely shots from him towards that A ramp, but now finally Renegades finding some movement. But it's going to be a 4 versus 2 now. Kenny S looks like he's poised for another kill as well. It's very awkward here as Azza takes him down.
Oh, and Jax overextending perhaps. 2 versus 2. There was no trade available. Forced off by the Molotov of Grass Faction. Puts Shox in elevator. Lucky on the flank. He's gone too.
Oh, they're going to just commit towards B now. Is Azza out of there?
You can hear it, but Shox is going to bring it into a 1v1.
Here we go then. Azza. He certainly has been heard. Shoxy is the master of the 1 versus 1. He'll hear these footsteps and, oh, that's a nice Molotov. Great awareness from Azza there. And now he's going to try and get that bomb down. He has got a smoke as well for the 1 versus 1, but Shox is incredibly close to his position. He might just want to fight, and he will do a very good job as well. 3 kills in the round, a 1v1 against Shoxy when he knew exactly where Azza was as well.
That was 2 versus 4, I believe,
Yeah,
at one moment.
It was. And as soon as they brought it to the 2-on-2, that's when Azza's out of there. Shoxy will take it down to the 1 versus 1. And then at that stage, it was the race towards that B bomb site. The Molotov towards the window is absolutely everything. That changed the round. It meant Shoxy couldn't backstab him. He couldn't really justify making a noise, had to walk back towards the squeaky door and then try and challenge him once he had planted. But Azza, fantastic work there. Managing to hit the 1-bullet headshot, no problem at all. We'll have a look at the finances now as Renegades take the tactical timeout. It's their first, actually, of Vertigo, which is fine. It's probably a good time to call it. You're not necessarily sure as to where their money lies. They've just won 3 rounds in a row, but they've been close rounds, right? So you want to work that out, bring the coach in. He'll be the one tracking that cash and working out what the approach from G2 will be here. From what I can see, they will be investing into this. An MP9, which is fine on Vertigo. It's serviceable. Deagle for Shoxy. In his hands, that could work out in the 5-7, which has been infamous here at the Major so far. You can see the money pretty low for both teams. This is a very important round here. 3 Galils on the T side.
God, this round could determine a lot. Kenny taking a leaf out of JKS's book and from the first half. Aggressively holding ramp. Haven't seen too much of this, but that's info. Tip of Azza's head. He's actually bouncing his head off of the bridge gap. Get the quickest and safest info. Kenny far from safe. How is he still alive? It's because he's supported by Amanek. They know where he is, though. Very unlikely they can support him. They're trying. Utility trying to help him get out, get their teammate out of there, and he does. Dips out. Good support. And Jack's looking to put a whole lot of pressure from behind. They want to swing into this. They're going aggressive. They want to find him, and instead, he's playing a game of survival. Wow, in and out. Like an assassin. Jax, he comes from behind. Mows down 1, and back up the ladder he goes. Damage done.
Oh, yeah, a lot of it. As you said, there is so much weight behind this round. They've come in with an SMG, 2 pistols, a Kenny S-Orb that's now on 10 HP, but they have a 5-on-3 advantage. Kenny, sniper deck for now. Double scoped in towards the A ramp. Might be smoked off here. We'll see his vision after smoke goes through. You can see it's limited. He'll drop down and try and reposition.
On the flank, Shox and Jax, they start to group up and start to charge. They know that the T's are going to be focusing on clearing out that site, and Renegades have to be aware that they could be coming from ramp. There's a molly, there's a flank, there's everything, but the bomb plant, that's a start. Should be all good for G2, handling it. Just the one for Azza, that's not going to be enough unless Liaz goes absolutely mental.
Oh.
Double. G2 are in all the right places, though. You said it was an important round, and they do thrive. Jax, you have to give credit to him. Just as the T's were starting to find a way into the ramp, not only that, but G2 getting Amanek out of dodge. Once you've got that first, once you've revealed your location and Kenny's so low, it was going to be very hard for him to get out.
It will be a successful round for G2. A risky one with the investment there, but it works out perfectly. They managed to save the AWP, an AK-47, and Renegades will have to take another tactical pause, this time for their own benefit, because you can see the money is going to be very low indeed. We've got Gratisfaction on $2,700. Same story for JKS. They are going to buy into it, as is already confirmed that. Maybe it's going to be a similar approach we saw with JKS. We had the Krieg around pistols last time. So far, Az is the only one to buy anything into the round.
Casado on the mic. That was his chance, and the pause now has concluded, and so we'll be jumping into round 23. First map, Renegades pick. It was a 9-6 defense favoring Renegades. And now looking to close it out on the T side, G2. Have a look. They've been able to defend with these SMGs very comfortably. I think especially the map as well contributes. Hold middle, hold that A ramp. You can do so with the MP9 effectively.
Well then, looking for mid-control. CT's dropping the smoke there just to hold Renegades at bay. Boosting up as well. We haven't seen this boost a lot, even once, I don't think, on Vertigo. Not one seems to be using it. You're very vulnerable. It's a pre-fire as well. You can be flashed off, but it can be a strong spot with the right crossfire here. You don't necessarily want to swing any further than what Jax is holding right now. But here comes that MP9. He said it could be strong in the right situation. Lucky certainly seems to think so. They smoke off towards the B entrance, flash over from Shoxy, and the MP9 comes to life. There's the Molotov we were talking about before. Lands towards a toolbox, and that's actually working out quite nicely. The CT's had to extinguish that. They still have a player boosted up, bear in mind.
It's almost quasi-cover for Shox's boost as well. Cool thought process. Jacob's ready to take that fight, though. Forces Shocks back into the B site, limping. I mean, Jacob, he's checking all his corners. Will he be checking the boost? I highly doubt it. You can catch him, quote-unquote, by surprise if he tucks himself tight to the wall, but 40 seconds, 2 rifles, or the take. Az is going to be throwing out the, I'm not going to call it the Kenny smoke, because I don't know who came up with it, but it's the same one we were seeing. Molotov in follow-up. That's going to be really laying the cards on the table.
Kenny S with a slight gap there on the boosted position. But this could be a bit of a ruse here, but there's 15 seconds remaining, but the rotation comes in. Lucky might be leaving the B side now. He thinks better of it. Only got the MP9 though. They have to go for a plant here. Can he deny? He knows if he can. That'll be the round in itself. He has to try and get closer and closer. Now it's too late. Surely going to go down here. He'll take one. It's going to be a 3-on-2 advantage for G2.
That's big. Lucky gives his team the advantage, but Azza takes it back from them, from mid. Graz faction playing the game of survival. Kenny wasn't ready. Close quarters, Shocks is low. Looking for the 1 versus 2. Graz faction, he can just dance now. He's got the Mac 10, no less. It's so perfect for this job. Mobile, low HP, no worries.
Just being a nuisance, isn't he, towards Quad and Shoxy. Knows there's 2 players up here. He has to try and find out information. It's not going to work out. 13-10 as Renegades pull one back. It was that rotation towards the A side, I think, that cost him the map there. But it was a lovely play. He saw that smoke Molotov combo towards the A side. Once again, it was enough to cause a rotation. And then thinking better of it, the French come back into position with the MP9, unable to find the opening kill. And then the plant comes in with 10 seconds remaining, and Gratis faction comes to life with that CZ. This is the most important kill, though. Kenny S removed. AWP not a factor anymore, and Shoxy left on 16 HP. Quickly became 0, as they'll take the full eco now.
Interesting that the AWP wasn't retrieved. Lying on the floor with the kill on Kenny, choosing not to bring it in.
I guess it makes sense if they know it's going to be a pretty much full eco next round, and they'd rather operate as a pack, make sure that they use the buddy system here instead of potentially giving Kenny an AWP in this sort of scenario.
Especially what he was doing in the first half with it.
Yes, indeed.
What JKS has got for us on B. We'll smoke up close, and does look like G2 want to try and push. He tries to draw them in with his smoke grenade, and that's enough for just 1. That's a weapon now in the hands of the CTs, admittedly no armor.
So they saw 2 extra players there after he killed 1 towards B. It suggests it's going to be a stack, right? So that's why they're fully committed towards A now, and they would be correct in thinking so. You can see it's a nice open site here. They'll drop all the Molotovs to make sure the bomb gets down. That's the most important task they have right now. Once the bomb's planted, the round should be theirs, but will it be a clean plant here? Jacob certainly seems to think so. Down it goes for CTs to find. Gratisfaction gets 1 through the smoke.
It's funny to watch them play hot potato with the bomb. Leas is like, I got a Mac 10, man. That ain't my job. Shox's job right now would be to do the impossible. Jacob ensures and reminds us why. The triple kill. Renegades then 14-10 the first map. A triple kill from Jacob against that eco. I feel like both of these teams have managed to put up quite the threat with very little investment so far, keeping the teams on their toes.
Renegades on their map pick are up 14-10. And remember, it's Dust 2 next, where historically they actually beat G2 quite convincingly. So this is not looking good for the French right now, but still not out of this first map just yet. They do have enough to invest into this one, but there will be holes to plug. Amanek with less than $4,000, Shoxy with 4K on the nose. They're buying up what they can, but Kenny S, 5,400. I assume he'll buy the AWP, considering he's on the CT side right now. He can go for maybe an opening pick towards A ramp. JKS certainly made light work at that position in the first half. So what's the call? Kenny still yet to buy. Shoxy, same story. Amanek will go with the UMP, but he's a bit of a master of the lighter weaponry.
He really is.
There's the AWP. So AWP, Kevlar, no nades. Interested to see if Kenny wants to try and open things up single-handedly here. Takes a longer approach, so suggests he'll just hold ramp itself. Oh,
Graz faction. It's late arrival from Kenny, but the timing worked out so perfectly. JKS, same smoke this time, of course. Not going to be pushed down by the sidearms. Instead, G2 happy to keep that man advantage. Gifted to them by their AWPer.
See that 1 smoke allows them to get up the steps there. They can boost towards middle now if they want to. Makes things very uncomfortable for CT. He's going to start pincering towards that position. As trying to get the aggro. See Jack's cognizant at least. The boost keep coming through. Is he alone? I believe he is. Kenny's actually going to rotate in and back him up. There's the smoke to remove Kenny's AWP presence for you to try and push past the smoke now.
Flashes are there, trade is there, but are they ready for Kenny? He was thinking about it. Perhaps now thinking better of it. Again, the man advantage. JKS has been so patient with this one. The smoke might suggest that Jacob can now threaten B. 44 seconds.
Yeah, they got to commit towards B by the looks of things. Molotov towards a quad.
Oh.
Lucky, though, holds strong, but only for so long. They have the advantage on the G2 side, but that's now been removed. Kenny, yes, close range, had to land that shot. Bomb to be planted. Liaz with 56 HP. He knows exactly where Kenny is, but can he juke him out?
Yeah, he managed to draw the shot. Now he can push out and maybe win this duel. Emanet gone, 2 HP. Kenny can kill him with the side. Oh, he's got the AK, takes the fight! Down to half, but it's 3 from Kenny to save them.
Oh, right down to the wire there. That was some map points as well. It's Kenny S finding 3 kills in the end. Sensational play there to find the AK-47. The communication must have been good. His teammates told him he was low HP. He managed to find the all-important shot, defuse the bomb. We go 14-11. Bomb planted. Does allow another buy for Renegades here as they still hunt for that elusive 15th round.
Oh, so elusive.
Oh, that shot was so great. He didn't, even to the long spawn, he didn't even get that super quick. Just a really solid shot from him, closing things out. 3 bullets left in his AK. Had to land 1 bullet. Gets it towards the end.
Emanet doing the damage as well, making it all the easier for his teammate. Speaking of, he's down towards ramp. Oh, revenge from the round prior. This time it's Graz's faction to win the duel versus Kenny. AK versus AWP. Emanet is going to get a little hot, a little bothered. And a gap for Graz's faction to potentially exploit. G2 are not giving ramp. They will not concede it.
They need Shoxy to have position here, especially after Kenny goes down. Player towards scaffold. So do they want to push any further towards A? They're doing damage now towards Emanet. Shoxy has to find kills and he knows it. He will be swinging out. Good shot. Is that enough? Is he satisfied? Looks like he is. He'll fall back to more defensive line now.
Graz's faction single-handedly has opened up this round. His team now choose to close it.
Azad has made the call to go back towards the B side here. They have found relative success. Lucky to defend the MP9, but he's got a nice sneaky angle here to get one and fade away. Flashbang goes in, there's a catch, and not quite. He's ready to get at least one. Get that, fall back.
2, positioning on point. Jackson Lucky are both there with the SMGs pushing back, and the flash is so good. It's only be just the one. JKS, he keeps their chances of this round 26 alive.
They could boost towards mid-window right now and just go towards A. That would be a really sick call if they could do it. Has he got the bomb? He needs to give it to JKS potentially. They've got 20 seconds now.
That would have been the play.
Yeah, Jacob's got the bomb.
Maybe a pincer? You can hear the rotate coming through. Shox is...
So is he trying to suggest they're going towards A as Jacob sneaks in?
I guess
he's going to lose the bomb.
Yeah, Jax, he's playing such great patience in the adjustment. Oh! Jacob gets the spray as does JKS! And what on earth? From nothing to everything. The round ends. Jax is going to be furious.
It looked like the perfect call to jump through the window with the bomb. They had other ideas. It wasn't necessarily the best approach, but it worked out due to a fantastic shot there towards the end of that quad position. They get map points. They take away the money from G2 here. That was absolutely everything. We had so many nail-biting rounds here, Alex. That one was no different, and G2 have to force by here. They've got 4 lives to get towards the overtime position. Graz's faction, the pre-fire towards Kenny. Bear that one in mind. And then just spamming shots towards the scaffold as well. He'll get the headshot eventually. JKS with the flank. 9 seconds on the clock, and they make it work. As happy with that one. We'll get it to round number 27. Having called a timeout, you can see Kassad making sure they calm down. Closing these games out can be very difficult. He wants to make sure that everyone's aware their money will be low. They're going to be pushing. They've got MP9s or something alike, right? We CZs and... expect to push. They have to work for frags. There's no way they're going to beat you in the duels. So they're going to send 3 or 4 players and try and get an early frag and upgrade to rifles here if they can.
That's a perfect summary. I mean, just the idea that Kassad's just desperately does not want to watch this one slip away. He knows there's an advantage.
Yeah, this is the good a chance you have as any to close this one out. So to stick together, be aware of potential pushes here as the CTs, you can see, getting off towards those B steps.
G2. A valiant effort in the first. Outclassed here on the T side. We've seen 6 so far from the Renegades. Just one more. Could very well be this one. Molotov does spread everywhere it needs to, so no panics. And no swing from a CT that could have been cowering in there. Starting to coordinate, traveling as a pack. It's exactly what Kassad would have wanted, what Henry would have wanted. The rotates coming in, though, from G2. They'll have the numbers. Standard smokes. Molotovs, too. Jacob starts his push. These pistols, these close quarter fights, it could get real problematic. This is where G2 do some of their best work, when the smokes are down, when it's messy, and the spray does come in again from Jax Connect. Azza trying to give Amanek just a bit more of a taste of his lead, and Amanek does so much with so little. 2 clips in his CZ, and he's got 2 kills.
This is insane. 3 kills for Azza, but still they don't look comfortable, I have to say. They've got 1 smoke remaining. Liaz might want to smoke towards the elevators right there. That kill might decide it. Shoxy left in a 2 versus 1. He has 85 points of health, no upgraded weapon. We'll have to make do with the CZ. Swings out, doesn't nail the headshot, and there it is, 16-11. A fantastic showing from both teams, I have to say, especially from G2 in that first half. The Renegades, they seem to be the dominant force in the second. Their T side was fantastic there. They had the same setups, the same smokes as G2. They've obviously both been doing their homework. They both wanted to play this map, and they've really led to an exciting finish. So many 1v1s, so many clutches, and so many force-by victories.
It certainly did. I mean, it was a battle of the CT sides, and you could see that the aggressive stance that Renegades chose to take on that first half on the defense, that was a big reason why they managed to close out their map pick. It was aggression, it was calculated aggression, it was JKS AWPing, Gratis Faction, who looked so fearless. He was that double push, he just pushed and got a double kill with the M4. The timing was a little janky, got under G2's skin.
Yeah, I want to shout out to Kenny S as well. The AWPing he's doing in that first half, he completely bamboozled them. Those bait out shots towards the A ramp and no scopes coming in. It was Kenny S in his absolute peak there. That was a lot of fun to watch, and it bodes very well for Dust 2, Alex.
Yeah, Dust 2 is coming up next. We're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll be breaking down all of this when we get back.